Friends, it's Nancy. It's Sunday morning and I'm back from a little road trip that I took for. I left Thursday and came back last night. So I thought I'd show you my haul and talk a little bit about what I saw while I was away and where I went. So something came up in my news feed on Facebook. I don't know why I'm struggling with remembering the word Facebook, and it was a 2-day itinerary for Rochester and Batavia, New York, and a lot of historical kinds of things. And so I sent it to my husband. He said, "Yeah, let's do that." And, it's not far for us, so we're about an hour and a quarter from the Lewiston border crossing. Uh, if the if it's not rush hour going through Hamilton and Burlington. And then Batavia is maybe another hour from there, I think, depending on who's driving. Anyway, so we went right through to Rochester. And while we were there, I went to Henrietta Mall Antiques, which is really interesting. This is the first time I've seen this, but since then I've seen it at other places while we were down in the States. So instead of having little booths, they're like deep bookcases with double glass doors that are locked. And it doesn't give you a warm fuzzy feeling, but at least everything is well lighted, organized, and from a seller's perspective, safe. Nobody's going to be handling anything. You can break it or stick it in their pocket or mess with your tags or anything. Anyway, so if you're ever in the Rochester area, absolutely go check it out. And they also have another another location at Salamanca, which I've never heard of. And she said, "Oh, it's near." I want to say she said it was near like Elcottville or something like that. Like I would know what that was. I'm like, "No." And she says, "Well, you're Canadian, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." She's, "Oh, we have a lot of Canadians there." Okay. But I looked at pictures of the one in Salamanca, and it looks like a really cool place too. So I might get there. She gave me a whole bunch of coupons, and when I checked out, she did give me a deal. I've got the bill here. So my total came to $126.90. She only charged me $98.50. Her name was Sophia, and she gave me hugs and kisses. So anyway, what I bought. I got all of these vintage cards, and I had a blast going through some of them. There's probably about 200 cards here. These ones are all used. Some of them were really fun because there was letters written in them. I found little photos in some of them. It was just a riot going through these. I said to my husband, "Take me back to the hotel room. You go to the music stores." So that's what he did. Unfortunately, there's no holiday-ish kind. Well, there's Mother's Day, but there's no Christmas or Easter or Halloween. These are all birthday, anniversary, wedding, that kind. But they are beautiful. Here's some of the letters that fell out. Oh, look at this weird little one. It says "to cheer you," and it's a get well card. But it's on this little piece of, I don't know. Oh, maybe this was to slip on something, because there's a, well, I'll have to go through the cards and see where this is missing from, because Looks like there should have been a card through there. Or maybe this, I don't know. Anyway. So I got those there. I got these buttons, these vintage buttons. I want to make sure I'm in camera for this one. So I'm thinking these are probably 1930s, 40s. I'll have to do a little bit of research. Maybe the 50s. Look at that cute little one. And oh, I remember what this is. This is a box of matches. I was looking for old match books because I want to make something out of them. But these ones are all different floral pictures. I think there's 4 different. There's at least 4 different. 5. Does it say? Anyway, it's not a full box, and the box is in bad shape, but I paid $4 for that. Well, at least that's what they were priced. I think I got a deal. This one she talked me into. Well, wait a second. I'll show you this first. So I collect Steubenville Fairlane china. I'm trying to get a full set. So this is 1950s-ish. It was made in Ohio. So she had a really good cream and sugar. I just like the shape and the pretty image of the. It looks like a weed. So I got the cream and sugar, and beside the cream and sugar was this casserole. So there's the front of it. She said, "Do you have the casserole?" And I said, "No." And she said, "You can't leave this casserole." And I said, it was a little more than I would spend. So there was a $40 tag on it, and I said, "I really like it, but So she said, "I'm going to take it up to the front, and I'm going to see what I can do for you, and we'll talk about it." And I said, "All right, you do that." So she took it up to the front, and when I checked out, she made me a couple of offers. And I said no. And she was ringing me in really slowly. And she said, "You're still thinking about that casserole dish, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, I am." And she said, $20. And I said, "Okay." So, and the truth is, I haven't seen a Steubenville for about a year and a half. I think it's been since last Christmas since I last bought some. These are can labels, unused can labels. Aren't these great? Like the color. Anyway, I had to have those. So that was my antique mall experience. Then, well, actually before that, I went to my first American style estate sale. That's a lie. I went to an estate sale last year. Sorry, I needed a drink. I was losing my voice. So I got this ledger. Paid $2 for it. And it has some beautiful handwriting in it. This is from 1952. So it's beautiful gold color. Yeah, copyright 1951. Sure Profits Bookkeeping Company. So I thought this was really unusual. So I snapped that up. I thought $2 was pretty good. Got a couple of ideals. And I got this set of playing cards. I thought that was just really unique color. I don't think the full set's there because there's actually a card there that doesn't belong to this set. I haven't checked, but I'm not interested in playing with them anyway. So these are all the same. They're a budgeting book. And this one is from... Is this an example? Maybe it's an copyright 1947. So if you... Oh, it does say sample. Oh my God, Nancy. So your income is $50, and this is, 1940 whatever, and this is how you would break it up. So it's unused. It has directions in it, and in one of them there was a letter, and it's from this Sure Profits company in Rochester, New York. So this was, I was in Rochester. So I'm wondering if the person's home, they actually worked for this company maybe. And the cost of this book was $2. So, dear madam, how to be a good housewife. So I thought that was really neat, especially with that letter in it. What else did I get? Oh, how could I forget? I got 1 gazillion pieces of ephemera. You ready for this? So these are old Christmas cards that they never used. So the front image is on the back, and I think there's one that's a double, but the rest are all individual. Look at the puppies. So I think these two with the angel candles are the only doubles. And they were from Mr. and Mrs. Frank Connor. This little box had a bunch of different postcards, and these are recipe cards. There's postcards and little greeting cards. I guess it's pretty sparkly. This one's my favorite. So it's a Hallmark, and it says 10 cents. Hallmark cards when you care enough to send the very best. And it has this little, like a heart-shaped clip holding it on. look for the Hallmark imprint on the card, on the back of the card you buy. So this is the Hallmark. That was 10 cents. It's an Easter card. Isn't that gorgeous? And imagine it still has this little clip on it. Some of them are newer. What's this? But it was worth it just for that. Just for that card alone. This was in amongst some stuff, and I kept it because I thought it was really interesting. So I remember back in the day when there were bridal announcements, you never would see the groom. You'd only see the bride. So there's a picture of a bride on that one. It describes what she wore. And here's 3 more brides. 4 more brides, actually. And, you know, it talks about her silk organza and taffeta. So I thought that was really great. And some really interesting ads. But this was 1961. And I know our local paper probably stopped doing that sort of thing in the 70s. So it is unusual. There was just some random pieces of paper that were shoved in here. Grandmother's jelly cookies. So so this was from Pillsbury Mills, and for $1 you could get a cookie storage bin. This was from a high school, I think. Oh no, middle school. 7th and 8th boys, 9th and 10th boys. Oh, maybe high school. I don't know. And it talks about whatever happens at schools, but on the back she's written a chocolate cookies crinkle. She's written a recipe. Again, here's another piece of, I think this came from a woman's journal or whatever, but it has some great images there. Some other bits and pieces cut out from the newspaper. Black walnut cookies. This one is from Gold Medal Flour. And you could save coupons to get Queen Bess pattern silverware and hollowware. Oh, there it is. So I guess this Betty Crocker thing would have come in the flour or whatever. So that was a coupon. Here's another coupon. And you could get coupons. I think this was for something different. Yeah, this was, oh no, this was Queen Bess pattern. Or a cookbook. Home service department. So this is all pie recipes. I like the, it sort of looks like miniature typewriter font. I have no idea of a date for that. This one is entertained differently in the Danish manner. So it talks about smorgasbords. And this little recipe book came from Cherry Hearing, Denmark's national liqueur. Pour a little booze on your ice cream. So there's some cocktails. 1964. This is another drink one. Fleshman Distilling Corporation. I like the paper. And just looking to see if there's a date, but I don't see one anywhere. But that looks kind of 50s-ish, doesn't it, with the cocktail shaker. The new Jell-O dessert book, copyright 19. Oh, this is the 3rd edition, 1975. So not terrible old. What's this? Pineapple upside down cake using evaporated milk. Here is a calendar from 1958 from a shoe store. Look at all the little images on the dates. There's some recipes. So if you were in October, you'd flip that up, I guess. And then I'll look at the witch on Halloween. So that's fun. It's got all the presidents' birthdays on there. Using Sucril. 1951. Well, that's interesting. Diamond walnuts. Covers come off, but otherwise it's in good shape. Not seeing any dates. The illustrations are really nice. Everyone likes walnuts. Okay, so this is a macaroni company in Rochester. And if you save the, I don't know, it must come with coupons or stamps or something. Coupons. And you save up the coupons and you could get a canister set. Or hamper. Who wouldn't want a hamper? I don't see a date. Metropolitan. I do see this one quite often, but not with this cover. I think this is an older cover, so it's from the Metropolitan Life Insurance Company. No date. This is from Planters Peanuts. Planters Edible Oil Company. 1955. This is from Pillsbury. From Pillsbury Mills. 1948. That's pretty good for 1948. I don't know if I'd eat that cake. Ooh, that one I would. Cheese cookery from Kraft. And this one shows the little glasses that Cheese Whiz and whatever came in. So I don't see a date. For GM women and men and women. So there's quite a few of these General Motors ones. No date. So I think most of these are all cakes that men like. Seafood. Meats for men. Steaks for a man. Here's another Betty Crocker one. Robin Hood, 1964. Apples in Appealing Ways. These ones are this one's one of my favorites. A Feast of Yuletide Cookies. So this was also a GM one. But yeah, that one's definitely going to be a favorite of mine. Oh, this one has a copyright. 1957. Uh-oh. Chicken, but doesn't say chicken for a man. Sour cream from the American Dairy Association. Chocolate chip banana cream pie. Here's another Christmassy one. Betty Crocker's Merry Makings. You get additional copies for 10 cents. Chit chatters. I'm in love with these images. Oslo twists. This doesn't look Oslo to me, that looks Italian to me. Oh gosh, what did we call that? Crostini. No. Crostoli. Oh my gosh, how could I forget Crostoli? Merry Maker cookies. Lapper suppers. Oh. So you wrap up your guests' food in foil. I'm in love with this. Bib and Tuckers. This is going way too long. Postal delivery zone numbers and postal rates. So each page has advertisements, which are always... Oh, I thought every page had an advertisement on the back. Buy war bonds and stamps. So this is World War II era. (1944). Sample of a correctly addressed envelope appears below. Wonderful. Another holiday recipes from Rochester Gas and Electric. How to make a Christmas cookie tree. And there's the outline. How to make a cookie house. So this is from 1949 because it has a 1950 resolution. That's cool. Quicker ways for better eating. This is from Wesson Oil. There's a chicken recipe in there. Copyright 1955. That's nice. So that's everything I got at the estate sale. So then we went to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. And I got inspired to go. I was going to go in May on the Victoria Day weekend, and then both of us ended up sick. I was sick as a dog, so we didn't end up going. But I had heard about Lewisburg from Diane H., and I thought, that's a good destination. I wanted to go check out this roller mills. So it's lots and lots of antiques in an old building. It was really nice to look at. I didn't buy anything, but I enjoyed looking at everything. And well, where else? Oh, we went to the street of shops. So this is like a big warehouse, but it's set up like individual little shops. Although it's like an antique mall, so there's no staff in the shops. You would just go to the checkout area to make your purchases. There is a little restaurant in there. Again, we spent some time there, but I didn't buy anything. We had lunch at the Country Cupboard, which is huge. I think it said they had seating for 750 people. It's monstrous huge. And we drove around downtown, and this always fascinates me, seeing these houses like right next to the street edge. It's like being in a foreign country. Well, I guess I was in a foreign country, wasn't I? So it was really pretty little town to drive around. So now we have totally not done anything that's on the itinerary for this trip that we were doing. Except I had promised my son we were going to go to the Jell-O gallery. So there's in Leroy, I don't know. They have a museum for Jell-O, and so we had to go back there because I needed to get a T-shirt that said the Jell-O museum on it for him. I didn't end up getting a T-shirt. I ended up getting him boxer shorts that said Jell-O. Anyway. What was interesting to me is the woman who created the Kewpies, the little Kewpies. Her name is Rose O'Neill. You've seen Kewpies before, and you've seen Kewpie dolls. Actually worked for Jell-O and did all their advertisements in the early days. So, yeah. So that was interesting.